Welcome to the Ray's Room Drift Throw Crochet Along video series, where I'll be guiding you through all of the technical bits of the drift throw pattern. I'll be sharing a new section of the pattern each week on the Craft Life blog at raysroom.co.uk. So we are now on the final part of the crochet along, and this is video 10, where I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful macrame style tassels. So you can refer to the Drift Cal Part 5 blog post for all of the measurements and numbers that I'm going to give you in this video. So you don't have to remember them all, but here I'm going to show you how it's done. So to start off with your very first tassel, you're going to want 3 strands of your yarn in colour A, and they need to be about 40 centimetres long. So 3 strands like that. Then you're going to fold them in half so that they are even lengths of the 2 halves, and you've got this loop at the top. And this loop we are going to post through the first stitch of the end of your throw, and you're going under the 2 strands on the edge of the stitch here. So just like this, you can use a chunky crochet hook to pull it through. Anything from a 5 up to an 8 will work well for this. So once you've pulled the loop through a little bit like this, you are then going to take the other end of the tassel and bring it through the loop, and then just pull it tight to secure. Now we're going to move on to our second tassel. We're going to be placing them 6 stitches apart. So if that one went into stitch number 1, our next one's going to go into stitch number 7. So count along to number 7, and then you should have 5 empty stitches in between. Now this time, and for all other tassels until we get to the other end, we now want 6 strands instead of 3. So you're going to take 6 strands of yarn, again about 40 centimetres long, fold those in half again so that they're even lengths, and take the looped end and post it through stitch number 7. So 6 stitches along from where you did your last one. So pop your hook in, grab that bunch of loop and bring it through. And then once you've brought it through a little, just going to even them out a little bit. And then you're going to bring the other end through and pull that tight again. Next up, to create our macrame style knot, like the ones that you can see here, all we're going to do is go to our second tassel, and we need to split it in half. So because we doubled over our 6 strands, there should be 12 strands there, and you need to split it in half so you've just got 6 on each side. Tuck the other half out of the way, and then take the half that is closest to your first tassel, pass the second one behind the first one, like this, and then bring that second one back across like this, and then we're just going to tuck it up and behind into that middle bit there, and then you're going to bring it back down through this loop where my thumb is, just to create a knot. So you're essentially knotting the second one around the first one, and then you just want to give it a little adjustment so that both of the lengths of the 2 bits that join to the knot are a relatively similar length. And you can do that because the knot easily slides. Now we just need to repeat what we've just done all the way along until we get to the other end. So if our second tassel is in here, we're going to count along 6 stitches again and do our third tassel into that one. So again, you'll have 5 empty stitches in between your 2 tassels. So they're 6 stitches apart. So you're going to take 6 strands of yarn that are about 40 centimetres long. Once again, we're going to fold those in half and get them even, and then you're going to take your crochet hook and you're going to post it through the stitch that's 6 stitches away from your last tassel. Use that hook to bring it through. Make sure they're even and post the tail end of the tassel through the loop of the tassel, and then you're just going to pull it tight to secure. Then we can split that one in half. So make sure you've got 6 strands in each half. Pop the other half out of the way, and then we are going to knot this half to the remaining half of tassel 2. So just like before, we're going to bring it around the back of tassel 2, and then we're going to cross this over like so, and then we need to bring it up and under through this gap here and back down through here to create the knot. As you tighten the knot, you will want to just adjust it slightly to make sure that it ends up at around the same height as your previous knot. These details are all confirmed in the written pattern on the blog. When you get to the other end, your final tassel will only need 3 strands in it, just like the first tassel that we did. And the space between your penultimate tassel and your last tassel will have 1 extra stitch in it to all the others. So you'll have 5 empty stitches in between all of your other tassels, but your last space will have 6 empty stitches. Then you can go along and give each of your tassels a little trim to neaten the ends up. Once you've done that, and also sewn in any remaining ends that you have to sew in, then your drift throw is complete. I hope you've enjoyed drifting along with me in this coastal-inspired blog and video series. The only thing left to do now is take a picture of your drift throw, share it, and tag Ray's Room. I cannot wait to see your finished drifts. Hit follow now for more crafty inspiration like this. Save this video so it's easier to get back to next time. Let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this series and if you've got any questions at all. Join the Ray's Room Crafters Facebook and WhatsApp communities for further support with this pattern, and I'll see you there.